Yeah, please. Thank you. All right, good morning, everyone. Let's get going here. All right, last night's session in the States was very, very strong. Obviously, we literally grinded higher the entire day. It's quite a impressive result considering we literally haven't pulled back at all since the bottoms there. We've literally rallied all the way up to the top. Everything, is looking positive. Everybody kind of just forgetting what's happened as recently as 2.5, 3 weeks ago. So the Dow regained a very significant level of 17,000, which I think is, without question is. Sorry about that. Without question is really important. Um, yeah, and some just I think a very very um, spectacular rally off of what was just total panic selling a couple weeks ago. We did have a couple things out yesterday. We had some durable goods numbers and which come out a little bit better than expectations. And we continue to see data coming out in the States, very, very good. Earnings out of a couple other companies, but nothing there. I don't think that's necessarily driving markets. I think it's more of I think obviously the big picture in terms of earnings, the data that keeps coming out, just some of the people getting caught on the wrong foot probably starting to play the momentum on the short side has really just exploded the market higher lately. And if you look at Asia markets, we finally got proper follow through this morning in Asia. The Shanghai and Hang Seng were both up almost 1.5%. Nikkei up about 1.5%. Australia was really the only real laggard. Banks under real pressure there. I think the market's very worried about what this real commodity deflation is going to do to the economy there. So I think we're going to see Australia, maybe the Australian currency, really underperform in the near term. And yeah, so bottom line is a very strong follow through out of Asia. Look here this morning, charts of interest, basically just showing how the U.S. Fed came to dominate the bond market here, showing that what it's doing relative to the fixed rate MBS market, and I mean that's it's quite obvious, but I think it's what's pertinent about it is that we're looking at the end of quantitative easing now, and that's gonna all change. So the natural flow of the bond market will probably be coming back into the picture, and things should change somewhat dramatically in the near term. So obviously the Fed speaking this evening, we'll wait to see what they're going to say. It's going to be very very interesting to see how dovish they are, how accommodating that they're going to be going forward. You got to think they're going to come in and try to keep the uh, the jargon dovish, but then again, you never really know. All right. In corporate action today, we had we have RPLs that come out at 9. Um, you can see the expectations there. We've got MetLife and Visa coming out after hours. Other than that, very little going on the reporting front. In terms of market data today, we had Japanese industrial production came out better than expected. That comes after retail sales number there yesterday. It was also better than expected. Some of the Japanese data has been solid as of late. We had local money supply numbers which actually came out better than expected. We've got consumer confidence in France a little bit later. We've got mortgage apps in the UK, and then in the States we've also got mortgage apps. And the big thing is really going to be the Fed this evening at 8 o'clock. So just keep an eye out for that. That could really dominate markets, could really change markets. I find it hard to believe that the enormous rally that we've had into into this Fed meeting is really going to be able to be furthered by anything that they're going to say. Like I said, I could be totally wrong, but to me, the risk reward really seems like it's on the downside going into this meeting. So, my opinion for the day today. All right, let's get into the maps. First thing I want to have a look at is the ZAR, the US dollar ZAR. Some really important stuff happening here. What the heck? Oh, part of it cut out. Sorry. All right. So we're coming right down into support from where we really broke out from in this consolidation that we made here in the RAND. We're coming right back down on that support around 1084, 1085 as of last night and this morning. We're going to have to watch that real closely. What I wanted to look at here is if you look at the 5-year daily, this actually looks incredible. We've got two things to look at here. We've got a real double top potential that's staring us in the face, and I think this is going to be something to watch incredibly closely. I was talking to some of the guys yesterday and saying maybe we should be having a look at Imperial because it looks like the outlook for the rand could be a little bit stronger, and that coupled with the fact that you know well, other read the CEOs buying lots of stock, yada yada. It might be time to have a look at some of these things. The bottom line is the rand. I hadn't even had a proper look at the rand here in terms of the maps until this morning, and it really looks like we could potentially make a big breakout. So you can see how important this 1085 level is. We're right there on more or less support on a long-term trend line. We're on support in terms of the horizontal support, and it looks like we've double topped. So if we get below 1085, and then obviously the next level is gonna be this kind of 1040 level that we always took out, or that held so well before. Then I think that things could dramatically change in terms of the landscape here. So let's watch this really closely. Obviously, it's hugely important to our market what's going to happen with the rand. I think it's something that's very crucial to watch going forward. All right, the next one I want to show is Naspers. I'll actually show this on the 30-minute. What I wanted to show was that we've been for about a week. We kept bumping our head here around here, right at 1260-ish. Okay, and you can see that we kind of made a bit of a broadening formation. We moved up off the lows nicely into this level and really consolidated here, and then we broke out from that yesterday. We're trading 1275 bid going into the US session, looking beautiful, and it really just underperformed badly, but we did hold 1260 on the close, which is right where support is. I think that that's important for obvious reasons, but in terms of this technical setup, it really looks set up for us to push higher. 10 cents up about 1% right now in Hong Kong. So yeah, I think we can get a nice push higher, maybe take out the highs, maybe even approach 1300 either today or tomorrow in Naspers. All right, let's look at Imperial. Imperial, this is the one that we're talking about. We're talking about. Maybe we should get to have a look at. Very impacted by the rand, obviously. CEO has been buying a ton of stock here. This thing continued to bump its head at about 80 and a half, 81, somewhere in there. And then yesterday it broke out. I didn't get on the back of it. I wasn't in the office, but I was looking for it in the morning. I think this has legs, and like I said, it's been a huge laggard in the market. It's probably been overly punished due to the fact that the rand has been, so sold off, and probably other reasons as well. But bottom line is, I think Imperial maybe has some significant room to the upside here. We're just below the 200-day. I think we can also crack that. I don't see any reason why we can't make a nice move up here closer to 200. All right, Standard Bank. We'll have a look at this here on a show on a 2-year chart. The significance of this 130 level, and it was looking a little bit shaky when we were below 130, almost like it could possibly even come down and test 120. We finally managed to crack 130 on a closing basis, closed at 130, 150 yesterday, and to be honest, this one's really lagged the other banks. All the other banks have done a hell of a lot more to the upside in terms of regaining ground toward their recent highs. And I think this thing's got a lot of legs from here. I'd probably look for a retracement, at least half this move from the top, which probably takes us up around the maybe 138 level, somewhere along those lines. So look for some more upside there. Maybe continue to play a little bit catch up relative to some of the others in the next couple sessions. All right, Tiger Brands also breaking out here. There's been the real consolidation was around here, or was around, call it 317. We did break out there before, but either way, we took out highs as well above the kind of 322 level where we did round up there a little bit. And I think this thing's probably, it should have significant room to the upside. It's spent a lot of time consolidating in that sort of level. I would say that we've got a good 20 bucks move to the upside on the breakout here. It was put us up to at least 340 maybe on the breakout in Tiger Brands. And then the last one I'm going to show, U.S. stock. Talking the book here a little bit. It's GoPro. Um, you can see GoPro making a nice little head and shoulders. Yesterday, it did catch a bit of a rally back up to the neckline with the market, but we dropped the head and shoulders on Tuesday, only to regain it. Sorry, on Monday, only to regain it yesterday. Like I said, right back up to that neckline at around 70 bucks. I think if we turn around and fail from here, could have some real downside. I see this thing at least coming down to 50 bucks, which is really where the only place where there's support. And they've got their lockup period expires on December 26th. So all the guys that got stock on the IPO that want to sell but they can't sell because they're locked in until then. There's not a whole lot of stock that they floated as well at the beginning, so it'll really dilute the amount of stock that's out there. Shouldn't it's a bad term to use, but it'll really greatly enhance the amount of stock that's available, and I think obviously lower the price in turn. So I think those guys are going to be very quick to sell, and they got placement around 18 bucks. All right, that's it, guys. Good luck out there.